Day 6. I'm up earlier than usual, so I can actually get some work done. I really need to get up and start going to the gym in the mornings, or at least for my mornings, or go do some running again, or something. Get my ass up out of the house, but probably not, although I should. A little bit of coffee this morning. Well, I say morning, but it's about 3:15, so give me something to do. Wait, that didn't make any sense. But anyways, so I'm gonna have a little bit of coffee this afternoon as I'm waking up. Wait, no, actually, I take that back. Sorry, taking some apple cider. Get that started. And let's see. What the hell is my remote? I can never keep up with my freaking remote. Oh well. Anyways, not a lot planned today. It is my short day, so I'm going to have a lot more time to devote to this evening, and hopefully be able to throw more in than just a quick bit of here's what I'm doing, here's some news, going to bed. But we'll see what happens. I very much doubt there's going to be a whole lot of content, but tomorrow I should be able to do a little bit more too, as I don't have to work tomorrow. So day 6, going to do stuff. So yeah. So I just heard on the news, kind of an interesting thing. If you've ever had Dublin Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper Snapple bought out the company. So no more Dublin Dr. Pepper, which kind of sucks. And the only bottling place for it is in Dublin, and that bottling plant is the primary job force for the city or town. It's not really that big. They're going to continue to make cane sugar soda, but it's not going to be branded as Dr. Pepper. I think it was a few months ago, maybe longer than that, Dr. Pepper, or Dr. Pepper Snapple, DPS, was freaking out about their sales because apparently Dublin Dr. Pepper was doing a lot better than they wanted it to be, and so Dublin Dr. Pepper went to selling only online, and well, now Dublin Dr. Pepper's no more. They ended up, I think they laid off 14 people today, but they're going to still keep going. I'm going to have to check out what they're going to be called so I can pick up those, because the cane sugar sodas are actually really good, and I'll have to try it out and then see where it can be purchased on a normal basis. So I'm looking at an ad on a page that I'm on, and apparently World of Warcraft is going partially free to play. Now, I think I remember seeing this a little while back when I renewed my subscription for a month, but it's kind of interesting. I have a feeling that in the near future, I don't know, maybe the next year, maybe the next 2 years, that they're going to go fully free to play, because there are rumors that once they hit level 100, they were done, and where they're at level 90 now, or at least they're going to be when the Kung Fu Pandas come out. So it's going to be interesting. And I was also watching the news just now, just before I left, and found an interesting thing on how to use coffee filters. I'll see if I can remember to link it, but there's a bunch of different things you can use for more than just coffee. Putting it at the bottom of a flower pot so the water drains out but not the soil. Using it for arts and crafts for the kids. Even using it as a dryer sheet. You put a little bit of liquid fabric softener on it, kind of rub it in real good, throw it in the dryer, and you've just made yourself a dryer sheet. So kind of an interesting bit. And now we have a Keurig, we don't really need coffee filters, so we have extras. So it'll give me a little extra thing to work with. One less thing I have to buy, I guess. Okay, so I got a little more detail on the Dublin Dr. Pepper thing. The company is still going to be there. It's no longer going to be Dr. Pepper. Kind of what happened was Dr. Pepper Snapple had issues with where they were selling to. Apparently they were expanding unintentionally outside of their 5 or 6 county area, and mostly because companies and stores and whatnot were purchasing it online and putting it for sale in their shops, you know, little mom and pop gas stations, a few grocery stores. So they're gone, but they're going to continue making their drinks. They've got a root beer, some kind of grape soda, and a few other things that are cane sugar, so they're going to still have those. And the bottling facility in Temple, Texas is still going to stay open, making the cane sugar variety of Dr. Pepper, but it's not going to be Dublin anymore. It's going to keep the old style bottle, but they're going to take Dublin off the label. And part of the settlement was they had to lay off several people. There's 14 people at their facility in Dublin, Texas, which kind of sucks, but you know, it's business. What can I say? That's what my degree's in, so I understand the ins and outs of that mess. But if Dr. Pepper does continue with the sugarcane variety, it better stay the same, because it's good. You know, it's Dr. Pepper, you know, it's the magic potion, but it's still good stuff. So that's kind of that. And for some local entertainment value, this Friday, Friday the 13th, Cutting Edge Haunted House will be open, which I believe they're open pretty much every Friday the 13th throughout the year. I think it's one of the few haunted houses that actually will do that. So I probably may end up going to see how much ticket prices are. I'd like to take the kids, but I think, I don't know, I think at least my son wouldn't care much for it. My daughter, she'd be fine with it. My other son, he probably wouldn't enjoy it much either. But I may end up going for myself, because I know I haven't been, but I hear good things. So I'm going to probably check it out sometime this year. I got a few chances. And as I mentioned earlier about the uses of coffee filters, kind of a nice little life hack thing. There's a dish that I make, well, it used to be made for me, but now I make it, that requires peppercorns. And the one thing I hate about those is I always end up biting into them, and it sucks. Well, you can get you a coffee filter and put your desired amount of coffee filter peppercorns in there, and twist it up so it doesn't open. Drop it in there. When you're done, pull it out. No peppercorns, but you still get the flavor that they provide. So the next time I make it, I will be using a coffee filter for that, because I hate peppercorns, at least biting into them. But I'll put the link down below just so you can get to it. It was on the Live Well Network earlier. I think it was like 8-2 here in the DFW area, but I'll throw it down there. It's pretty cool. And in some tech news, looks like going forward Verizon's going to start pushing out all their phones to have the 4G LTE in them, which I guess is great. You know, it's the new technology, so it's good to have it. It's going to suck, because I know what's going to happen at work, but, you know, LTE is the new wave, and the new phone I'll be getting, hopefully in a week or so, it's going to be 4G compatible on AT&T, but, you know, still 4G, it beats the hell out of the 3G I have. You know, it's going to be nice,
it's going to be a nice thing to have, especially you don't have to worry about your phone. Is it going to be 4G? Is it not going to be 4G? Because they've got the new Razr that's out with the Gorilla Glass. It's a really good phone. Like I said earlier, I've had a chance to mess with it. It's pretty nice. A lot of the Droid phones are pretty good. A lot of the Android operating system phones for AT&T are pretty good. I haven't tried really any for other carriers. Haven't really had a need to. I work for Verizon, so I get a chance to see the phones. And then I have AT&T, so I'm always looking at upgrading those. And so that's kind of neat. And that's going to be the same for their tablets too. Droids, iPhones, well, eventually iPhone, tablets. So it's going to be nice having an all 4G phone choice when it comes to getting a new phone. I think this will be the last bit of news I throw in for the evening, and this will just be to show my non-bias on news articles. Plus, indulgence in this would cost me my job and quite a few things. But University of California, San Francisco did a research study on marijuana, and it found, surprisingly, that it is not as harmful to your lungs as cigarettes. That, I think, has been known for quite some time, but having a medical study to back it up, it supports the cause, I guess, because some of those things, I think a lot of people look at it is, why is something like this prohibited when its overall negative effects are quite few in comparison to something like alcohol or even cigarettes. I can't say much. I smoke cigarettes, but it's just one of those things where there's such a benefit for something like this, but because of the stigma that goes along with it, it remains a prohibited item, which, if you speak with anybody who's done any research on it, whether the actual lifestyle or the plant or its chemicals, there's a big difference between this and something like alcohol. There was even a thing done by UNT a couple years back. Might have been last year, I can't remember, but they were, part of their newspaper was going around asking a bunch of students their opinions on alcohol and marijuana usage, and more commonly it was, when someone thought of a heavy drinker, it was being belligerent, an angry drunk driving, things like that. And when someone just went to describe someone with using marijuana, it was lethargy, calm person, the kind of the generic things that most people think of. No drunk driving, maybe a tendency to overeat, but nothing that would be overtly dangerous to those around that person. At least someone who did it in moderation, not chronically impaired. But I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. But again, I can't do it because my job and various obligations that I must adhere to. And but it is something that I do follow in the news just to see, because the benefits of it and from the pain relief aspect would be very useful, and especially with a few of the other things. But I just thought I'd throw that in there. I'm going to go watch some TV or whatever, and probably throw something in here later on tonight.
Also, what I wanted to add are kind of my resolutions for the year. First and foremost, I need to quit smoking. I've gone from a casual smoker that can, one, maybe two a day, 2 cigarettes a day, and I'm good. To, I don't know, in my 20 to 30 minute drive to work, I usually 2 or 3, and then 3 while I'm at work, and so that's 6 in a work day. When I'm off work, maybe 2 or 3 throughout the day. Generally, if I drive anywhere, depending on the distance, I'm having one probably every half hour, if even that. I don't smoke while my kids are in the car, and I don't smoke around my sister because she can't handle it. So I'm a courteous smoker, I guess, but it's definitely one thing I do need to stop doing. Now, I'm gonna continue my my weight loss. Definitely up there on the top things I need to do. Here soon, I need to get my daughter put into Girl Scouts. I have all the paperwork done. I just gotta submit it, pay the fee. I'm gonna get my finances in order, and I'm gonna travel. Take little vacations throughout the year. Maybe just on my days off, go somewhere. Go out to East Texas, visit my dad. Drive up to Oklahoma or over to Arizona or whatever, just because. There's some stuff down south in Texas that I want to go to. There's a state park out there I want to go camping, go hiking. Even though I'm not married anymore, I still want to take my annual trip down to the coast. Get a little hotel or something, and then, I don't know, do something. So I don't want to be stuck in town all day, all year, all week. But, yeah, so stop smoking, lose weight, travel, get my finances in order, make and adhere to a budget. That way I can save up, I can meet my financial obligations, and at the same time still be able to enjoy myself.
Hot dog.